Yeah, well, here we go. We're going to do some detailing on Chris's car. A couple idiots with beers and detailing supplies.
So let's get this started.
Clink.
Okay, so the first thing I want to show you guys, Brian just taught me this trick. And this is one of those things that if you're looking at your car, you're not sure, my paint looks pretty good. It's pretty shiny. Everybody's always complimenting on it for me. This is a way to tell if you actually need to go over your paint and do this or not, because we're going to go through the whole process here. But the first thing you want to do is you want to get yourself a Ziploc bag. You're going to put your hand in it, and then you're going to take your fingers on the flat spot, put it on your car very gently, and rub. And you're going to feel all of the contamination that's stuck in your paint.
And you're going to hear it.
You're going to hear it. You can hear this now. You hear that dragging noise?
Yeah, this is basically all of the crap that falls out of the atmosphere, gets on your paint, and it's stuck there. And you can wash until the cows come home. It's not coming off. So we're going to use 2 abrasive processes to get this off. One's going to be detailing clay, and the other one's going to be a synthetic clay on a pad.
Okay, so here's what we're working with. I stopped by the auto parts store and I picked up a Mother's California Gold clay kit. It comes with 200 grams of clay, which is this right here. It comes with a bottle of Instant Detailer, and it comes with one fiber cloth, one microfiber cloth. And that's one of the products we're going to be using. The other product we're going to be using is a newer product on the market. This is called Speed Clay 2.0. And what that is a synthetic clay mounted onto a pad. Now, we're going to go over a couple of the pluses and minuses between each one. And we'll go through that with you, so you can make a decision on what you want to use.
So here we have the 2 products. On the left is 100 milligrams of the detailing clay. This stuff was developed by a Japanese surface science in the late 80s and first brought to America by, I think, Auto Care or Auto World. And it's a good product. There's several companies that make this stuff. You can get it from Mother's, Meguiar's, stuff from Auto Geek, Griot's Garage. It all pretty much works the same. Personal preference on which one you use. On the right is the Speed Clay 2.0. And this stuff is, you can see, it's just kind of like a rubber pad with some little feet on it, and we'll show you in a bit how this works. Alright, so we're going to start off with the clay. I've just taken off a small chunk of one of the bars. We don't want to use it all in case we drop it, and we'll get to the whole dropping thing in a bit. Just sort of knead it out into a small disc. You'll find fingerprints in it. It's a little bit sticky, but no big deal. The kit comes with Quick Detailer, and again, you can use any Quick Detailer. It's just a lubricant to help this glide along the surface, and we'll start and do a small section starting right here. And you can be a little bit generous with this stuff. You don't want this sticking to the paint, and you don't want anything that comes up to end up dragging across and putting marring or any other scratches into the paint. So just sort of start, light pressure, and you can hear it grabbing stuff. I like to go in straight lines on this, so if you do pick up any marring, it's going to go in similar direction to what the wind blows, and it won't look like you've got circular swirls all over the place.
Now, I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but did you hear how quiet it got all of a sudden? It started out the first few, as you swiped across it, it was very loud, and then it got very quiet.
And that is proportional to what you're going to feel through your fingertips when you use this product. As it gets quiet, you'll feel it get smooth and start to glide along the surface. And once you pretty much don't hear anything or feel anything, that's when you'll want to stop. And surprisingly, it's pretty clean. I've had my clay come off a lot worse than this, but you can still see some discoloration down there, and that's some of the junk that it pulled off. So when you're done, clean microfiber towel, wipe off the excess detailer, and you'll feel it on your towel too. This gets a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, and you drag your finger across this compared to the area that's not. I mean, you can hear it, you can feel it. Now your paint's clean.
Okay, now we've done one section, and I'm going to run the bag over it again so you guys can actually hear the difference. This is the section we've done. down into the section we haven't done yet, and you can actually hear it get louder.
Now, how different does it feel to your fingertips through
It's
that?
a night and day. I mean, this is almost glass smooth right here. It's pulled everything out of the paint that it needed to pull out. All the contamination is gone. Down here, it's still just as rough as can be, so.
Okay, now we're going to do the synthetic pad. This thing's actually pretty neat. I'll take a couple sprays onto the pad. Literally spray the area that we want to work. And it's a very similar process. Just start to move. Again, going in straight lines. And wow, this hood is nasty. Sorry, dude. Now, having used both of these products, I can say that the clay is a little more aggressive in its what it'll remove and how quickly it will. But given a little more effort, this will take the material off. And I don't know if you can hear it, but you can feel it.
It's starting to get quieter.
Get it quieter and. Now, we'll just go back and do it if we have to. Oh yeah, just with the towel you can feel the difference in that.
You can even hear it when you hit the edges.
Oh, and I will warn you the process. You will use a lot of detailing spray when you do this.
You'll pretty much go through that whole bottle. The whole bottle they send it with, you're going to use it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a little bit left on the surface, but you know, second round, the second pass will take that off, and it'll be good to go. So the observations is the clay's a little more aggressive. It will remove stuff quicker. The pad, not quite as quick, but it will remove all the contamination. The advantage of the pad is if you drop it, or I should say, when you drop it. Once clay hits the ground, it's done. You take that little wad of clay and you throw it in the trash. The pad's pretty nice because you can just take it up to a sink, rinse it off with water, check it, and start over and keep going. So, advantage pad.
Okay, so we've gone over the pluses and minuses of each one. Obviously, if you're butterfingered like I am, the synthetic pad is probably going to be the better product for you. I drop this stuff a lot. When I'm rushing to get my car done, because I'm usually rushing through it, which is not something you want to do when you're detailing a car, but I'm always trying to hurry up and get it done. This clay, I have thrown out brand new pieces of, like, whole bars of this clay, because as I'm trying to tear open the package, whoop, and it's on the ground and it goes in the garbage.
Yeah, those mistakes get expensive quick.
Yeah, because that is, I showed you the kit I bought today. That's a $21 kit. Now, price-wise, the synthetic pad is slightly more expensive. It's $22.
I got that at Walmart, $22 at Walmart.
I mean,
it doesn't come with doesn't come with your detailing spray, so that is a separate expense.
Right.
But that's supposed to do, I think, 20 cars, start to finish, and just the fact that if you drop it, you can pick it right back up, rinse it off, and keep going.
Yeah. Whereas a box of the standard clay, 2.5, 3 cars. I mean, that's how much clay you got.
And depending on just how dirty the car is. But,
right.
Yeah.
So it all goes down to personal preference. I'm still going to use the standard clay for right now because it's what I have. I have it on hand. I'm not going to not use it. And like we said, it is slightly more aggressive, so it gets more out as it goes. You have to make multiple passes sometimes with the synthetic pad. So really, it all boils down to what your preference is.
I actually keep both on hand. I mean, I've got that and I've got clay. The clay being more aggressive and also being able to put it into smaller chunks for smaller areas. And like the areas like the lower corners of the rear quarter panels, that gets nasty. All kinds of crap gets caught up there. And since I was doing the whole car, I didn't feel like gunking up the pad, so I just broke out an old piece of clay and went after it with that, and then continued on the pad for the higher surfaces.
All right, so that about wraps it up for the first part of this process, which is I'm going through the car completely. It's getting clay barred, it's getting compounded, it's getting polished, then it's getting a new seal put on it. So that wraps up the first part for us. We'll be back later on with the next step in the process, which is going to be compound. I'm going to finish up the car off camera, and then we're going to come back for the next part. So, talk to you guys later.
See ya.